Hey guys, welcome back to the channel again and to a new video. I showed you already on some videos on the channel how to install Arch Linux using certain scripts like the Archify script, for example. In this video, I'm gonna use the Calam Arch Installer. This is a very quick way on how you can install Arch Linux using the Calamares installer, and you will have the choice to install the packages you want. In the end, it's going to be a vanilla install of Arch Linux. Of course, there are some things that you can adjust if you want to after the installation. So without further ado, let's get going. Hey guys, so here we are on the page of the Calam Arch Installer. Now, this is a great installer if you don't have time to install Arch Linux from scratch, because it offers you a graphical environment with the Calamares installer, but it's just going to install the vanilla packages in the Arch repositories. So if you don't have time and you want to install Arch very quickly, this is a great installer to use. Now, I will leave a link to this page here in the video description below, and what you can do, you can download the ISO, eventually burn it on a USB stick or mount the ISO on a virtual machine if you want to try it out first, and then boot the machine up. Now I'm going to move here to my second desktop because I have already the machine here started up. And because it's a virtual machine, I'm going to hit E here, go to the end of the line and type in video equal my display resolution, because I know this one is not picked up automatically, and then just hit enter. Now it's going to take a moment here to start up the machine, and it's going to start up with the XFC desktop environment. It's a live ISO, and then we will have a choice to start the Calamares installer, where we can install then Arch Linux with several different packages. Now it's going to take a second. There you go. Here it's starting the XFC desktop environment, and here we are in the XFC desktop environment. Let me first actually change the display resolution because it's a little bit blurry. And I'm going to choose here 1920 per 1080. There you go, and click apply and keep the configuration. There you go. So we are not going to look at this live ISO. We are interested here in the installer. So let's just go ahead, and it's going to be here on the dock with the Arch logo. So we can just click here, install Arch Linux, and it's going to take a moment to boot up. There you go. Here is the Calamares installer. We can choose the language here. So we just click next. Now, I have already my time zone selected because I have an internet connection. Now, there is no applet here that you can tell we have an internet connection. So the best way to find this out is to click on the terminal here. And let me go up here in the middle and type in ipspace A. Now, because I have an Ethernet cable here, I have already an IP ending with 109. But if you have Wi-Fi, you can type in here NMTUI, because this ISO comes with Network Manager. And you go to activate a connection. You will see there the list of networks. You can select yours, and you'll have an IP as well. So let me exit from here and close the terminal. So once you have an IP, you can go ahead and select your region and the zone and click next. And next we can select our keyboard layout here. So I'll go to German, Switzerland, because this is the keyboard I have. And here we have a choice what we want to do with the disk. So I have only one disk in this machine. And to show you how it's done here, I'm going to go to manual partitioning. So I'll click manual partitioning and click next. Now we have an empty disk, so I want to create a new partition table. So I'm just going to click new partition table. And because this is a UEFI machine, I have to select the GUID partition table with the GPT label. If you have an MBR system, a legacy system, you can choose also the master boot record, but in my case is a GPT. So I click GPT and click OK. And now I have my free space here, which is all the entire disk. So I'm going to click here and click create to create the first partition. And this is going to be my EFI partition. I have to do it because it's a UEFI system. So for the EFI system partition, I'm going to type in here 300 megabytes. And the file system has to be FAT32. The mount point, it's going to be /boot/EFI. And this is actually one of the points that we have to be careful here in the Calamares installer. Because if you choose another mount point for your boot partition, it's not going to work, and it's going to tell you to go back and choose the mount point boot EFI. So this is one limitation, because if you would like to boot the system with systemd boot, for example, you'll have to do this via /boot, because that's the directory systemd boot recommends, and there is no way to do it here with the Calamares. So you will need to install grub and then eventually go back later and change that. But nevertheless, I'm going to choose here /boot/EFI, and then I'm going to choose the ESP or EFI system partition and click OK. Now I'm going to select again the free space and create my swap. So I'm going to type in here for the swap 2000 megabytes. So it's equivalent to about 2 gigabytes. And the file system, it's Linux swap. And the flag I'm going to select here, it's swap. There is no mount point because the swap has no mount point. So I'm going to click OK. And last but not least, in my case, I'm going to create a root partition. Now you can also create another two partitions here, a root and a home partition. But in my case, I'm going to just select one root partition. So I'm going to click create. And I will accept here the size because it's the rest of the disk. The file system I'm going to choose here, it's ext4, but you can experiment also with others here. So I'm going to go with ext4. And the mount point for this is going to be the slash, which is the root directory. And for the flag, I'm going to click here root and then click OK. Now I'm going to click next. And here I can select the packages I want in my installation. So we have already selected here base devil and common packages. So let's see what's in there. So we have base devil and Linux headers. These are two development packages. We have also pacman contrib. We have also some video drivers here, and we have also xorg. We have also some input drivers here for trackpads and mouse. We have also here xtg user dirs for user directories. We have also here some install script. We have also some firmware for Broadcom Wi-Fi adapters already, and some other firmwares integrated as well. We have also network manager. And let's see, we have also OpenSSH already pre-installed here. So if you don't want to have some of these packages, you can go ahead and deselect them. In my case, though, I'm going to go with what it is here. So I'm just going to close this triangle here. And then we have also the choice here to install GTX 400 drivers for NVIDIA cards. So here you can see, for example, you can select the NVIDIA and NVIDIA-utils packages and the NVIDIA settings if you have recent card. Or if you have older cards, you can select also the Video Nouveau, which is the open source version of the NVIDIA driver. And we have also here an option for Hybrid Graphics Manager. This is basically the NVIDIA Prime, if you want to use the Prime Run NVIDIA method for your NVIDIA card. We have drivers for AMD Radeon. So if you expand here, we have Mesa and some others. And we have also some other AMD or ATI drivers, like for example, XF86 Video AMD GPU if you have an AMD GPU. We have also Intel video drivers here. If you expand this, we have also the components for the Intel drivers. Then we can choose to select which desktop environment or window manager we want to install. Now, we don't have every single window manager or desktop environment in this choice, but if you want to get started quickly with Arch, this is a great way to go. So for example, as a desktop environment, we have XFCE with already a pre-selection of packages that you can, of course, always uncheck if you don't want. We have, for example, here for KDE, we have Plasma and some other applications. I notice also that for the display manager, it's choosing by default the LightDM display manager, which is actually working mostly across all desktop environments and window managers. Now we have also the Cinnamon desktop here with already several things included. And we have also the Budgie desktop and the Deepin desktop. And for the window managers, we have at the moment only i3 and OpenBox. But i3 comes in standard here, as you can see. It comes with the Terminator terminal and the menu and Rofi already installed. We have Alex Appearance to change the appearance of the window manager. We have also ARandr for the displays and the network manager applet for our internet connection. And we have also all our i3 VM stuff. So I noticed, for example, here we don't have i3 gaps. So if you want that, you'll have to install that later. Then we have also some packages here for printing support. So if you want to have that, you need to check this box. And the same goes also for web browsers. So let's see, we have Firefox, Chromium, and Opera. So I'm going to install Chromium this time. And for the desktop environment, I'm going to install this time i3. And then I can click next. And I can create now my username. So I'll type in here my name. And I'll choose my system name. And I'm going to call this machine i3. And choose my password and retype it. And use the same password for administrator account and click next. So here is the summary of what we did. So we created our partitions, and here it tells us how we partition the disk, and we can now click install. There you go. Now it's going to take a moment to install the packages. So I'll be back with you guys when it's done. So here we go. The packages are now installed. So let's click restart now and click done. and the machine will reboot into the new installation. So it's going to take a moment here. There you go. Here we have Arch Linux, and let's hit enter here. I know the resolution will not be correct right now, but I'm going to correct this a little later. So here we have the LightDM display manager. It's not in full resolution and it doesn't look particularly beautiful, but that's because it's not configured. So let me enter my password here. And now we have i3. So we can generate the first configuration files by hitting enter, and I will hit enter again. And we have the usual error here with the menu. So we need to edit the configuration. We have Terminator already is installed as we saw before. So I'm going to search here for the menu. And as you probably already know, I've done this already in other videos. I'm going to put here an hashtag and save this file and exit nano and exit once i3 with mod shift E and click yes. Enter my password again and the error is gone. So I can open up a terminal and now I can type in xrender -- output virtual -1 and then -- mode 1920 per 1080 to adjust my screen resolution. I can add this later to the configuration files also for LightDM, but that's basically it. So now we are in i3, so I can hit mod D. I have the menu there, is working fine, and this is a vanilla installation of i3 basically with a few packages. So if there are some packages that you would like to install or remove, you can go ahead and do it now here in Arch as you normally would. So this is a basic overview and a quick install of Arch Linux with the Calam Arch Installer. As I said, it allows you to install very quickly Arch Linux with several default packages, and you can always have a choice afterwards to remove or install some extra packages the way you want to, or if you have your .files on GitLab or GitHub, you can go ahead and pull them down and configure your window manager directly from here. So if you have any question about this video, let me know in the comments below, guys. And if you tried already the Calam installer, let me know what you think about it and how you like it. And of course, I will try to answer your questions as soon as I can. So there you go. This is how you can install Arch Linux using the Calam Arch Linux installer. As I said before, it's a quick way to install Arch Linux using the Calamares installer. If you try it out, let me know in the comments below how it's working for you. And if you have any question about the video, let me also know in the comments below. I will try to answer you as soon as I can. I hope you liked this video, guys. If you did, please hit the thumbs up and subs to the channel if you haven't already. Subs always help me out. And if you want to support my work, you can do so by visiting the Patreon website, or you can also donate via PayPal as well. Thank you so much for watching the video, guys, and I'll see you very soon in the next one.